Hello, happy Thursday, BBE family. I'm just really excited to do this live training today. If you are watching the replay, make sure you hashtag replay. Because I really want to know who is watching this in the future. I want to see, get to know you guys' names, those who are active in this group. And if you are brand spanking new to the group, welcome. My name is Brittany Bruce. I am a wife to Thomas. If you email us, you'll get to know Thomas. He helps us with all the behind the scenes stuff. And I have 4 babies, 6 and under. And so it's wild and crazy over here. I was a teacher in the public school system who then turned into a stay-at-home mom who, when I found out I had twins coming, who then became super miserable. I lost myself, and then I picked up my camera, and the rest is history. And so this group is focused on helping you guys start and run a photography business, how to shoot, how to edit, how to brand yourself, how to grow a business, how to market yourself, and how to do it while having a life. And so if you're brand new, welcome. I'm really, really excited that you're here. On Thursdays, I do what I call Student Day. And so we have 2 programs. One is the Photography Academy. It's all 5 courses bundled up, and I do live Q&A in there. Just so that our course students, if they're stuck, I can help them get unstuck, answer their questions, hang out with them, and get to know them before they come to an in-person retreat, which is super fun for our Academy members. And then we also have our membership, which is called BB Coaching. And that's where I coach them every month, every week, on things that only photography business owners struggle with. And so it's like a life coach, business coaching, and that's what that program is for. And on Thursdays in the morning, I show up for them, coach them. That's why my voice gets hoarse over the course of a few hours. But I then come hang out with you guys, and I do a live training because I consider you guys my students too. Obviously, like, you're here, you're in our group. And if you're here and you're listening, you want to further your photography business, or at least your photography skill set. And I'm hoping I can do that for you today. Today we're going to talk about how to shoot in harsh light. It's one of the biggest pain points for photographers. It's one of the things that freaks us out at the very beginning. It's one of the things that can really ruin our confidence. It can really ruin our photos if we don't know what we're doing. And I just feel like we don't talk about it enough. Before we talk about how to shoot in harsh light, if you have not already taken our free beginner class and you're a beginner photographer in your first year and you're trying to navigate and learn all the things, I want you to take our free beginner photography class. Totally free. It's less than an hour. You're gonna need your pen, your notebooks, you're gonna need your camera. I'll post the link below so you can go ahead and grab that if you want to if you have time and want to take it after this training. I really want everybody that comes through these groups, come through these videos to just go beyond what you're learning today and really just get deeper. And we have a free beginner class. I teach you the one type of light you need to shoot in. I teach you the 5 essential things you need to start your business. Like, what do you need? What don't you need? Like, what are the essential things? And then I also teach you manual mode. And so if that's something that you're like, how do I get those professional pictures with the person in focus and then the blurry background? How do I do that? You'll learn that in that free beginner class. So once I just click the link around this video once I'm done teaching, and then get into that class. Okay, let's talk about harsh light. Here's something that I learned very, very quickly when I started my photography business. shooting in harsh light, shooting at noon is not the same as shooting as golden hour. So in your business or in your photography journey at the very beginning, like you hear the term golden hour. The best time to shoot is toward the evening. And so guess what Brittany would do? I would schedule all my shoots toward the evening. It would be soft light, glowy light. Like I felt like I was creating beautiful work. And then I had the dream of being a wedding photographer. And here's the really like funny part about wedding photography is that during an 8 to 10 hour wedding day, you can't cram 8 to 10 hours during golden hour. And so sweet little 2016 Brittany had to learn very quickly that like I can't just shoot at the most like optimum soft glowy light time of the day. I have to figure out how to shoot at any time of the day. And when I started really studying light and really studying like what light does and really studying like how certain things affect light and the way that you position and the time of day and all the things, and I quote unquote mastered the harsh light, I actually preferred shooting at harsh light times of the day because I felt like once I mastered it, it really just like made my images pop brighter. They were different than everybody else's. And I prefer now to shoot not at golden hour. Like what a freedom that is. And here's another thing that like, I really want to equip anyone who's listening, that if you want to consider yourself a photographer and say that with confidence, you have to know how to shoot in anything. Like you just have to. You have to know how to shoot during overcast, how to shoot in harsh light, how to shoot at golden hour, how to shoot in the morning, how to shoot if it's raining. Like you need to know how to do these things because it's not if you'll ever get to that point where you shoot, it's like when. Like you're gonna come to a point where like somebody has to reschedule to 2 p.m. What are you gonna do? Or you know, like are on a trip and you have to shoot not at an ideal time. That's why I want to do this training today. This is why I've created the one-on-one course where I tell you all about light. This is why we have our little miniature lighting course. And it's so that you can be well equipped, super confident, and actually like enjoy being a photographer and like kind of like crush all those anxious feelings and crush that you can only shoot at golden hour mentality. So you're going to need your pens and notebooks for this one because I really want you to write this down because it's super simple, you guys. Like it's so simple. And if you do these things, you're going to be able to create beautiful images at harsh light times. Okay. So rule number 1 for shooting in harsh light, whenever you're shooting portraits, is to always make sure that you have your lens hood on. Okay, what is a lens hood? Most lenses come with this little piece of plastic and it's like a visor for your lens. So if you think that you're gonna be shooting during harsh light time, you need to take that lens hood and put it on your lens. And what that does is it creates a visor. Think of like a baseball cap, so that your lens doesn't get sun rays inside of it, causing lens flare, sun flare, right? So first things first, make sure you always have your lens cap on your camera, not your lens cap, your lens hood on your camera when you know or you think you're gonna be shooting in harsh light. This is like rule number 1. It's the number 1 thing that you can do, okay? Number 2, once you get on your location, on scene, at where you're gonna be shooting at, the first thing you need to do is find the sun. Okay, so you have your lens hood on, you're showing up before your clients get there and you're like, okay, where's the sun? When you've located the sun, and if you can't find it for whatever reason, look at the shadows on the ground, okay? Locate the sun and know that you are going to be turning your clients away from the sun. Because I don't know if you've ever looked at the sun But you're going to be like this. Your clients are going to be like this if you try to face them toward the sun. So during harsh light times, you need to face them away from the sun so that the sun is in the back of their head, not blaring them in the face, okay? So that's step 2. Find the sun, turn the clients away so that when your clients are looking down, they can see their shadow, okay? Does this make sense? Face them away from the sun so that when your clients look down, they're facing their shadow, okay? Now, the third thing that you must do when shooting in harsh light is make sure that your clients are standing on a natural reflector. What is a natural reflector? I talk about this in the 101 course or the lighting mini course. A natural reflector is anything that your clients can stand on, anything on the ground that is light colored. So this could be concrete, sand, gravel, a dirt road could suffice if it's not like red clay. Also, write this one down, long flowy grass. Long flowy grass is considered a natural reflector because the grass is so long, whenever sun rays are beating down on the ground, we learned in 5th grade science that the sun is going to beat down and then bounce back up because sunlight's always traveling. Sunlight is going to bounce off and reflect that color light back into your client's face, okay? If I put my clients on red bricks, the sun, during harsh light, the sun is gonna beat down on the harsh bricks and then reflect red color back into their face. But with long flowy grass, here's what happens. The sun is gonna beat down, and because the long flowy grass isn't like a flat surface, it's more like this. I'm trying to like emulate long flowy grass. The sun is going to be dispersed like this. And so it's not gonna be a direct hit of color back into your client's face, okay? So why am I saying a natural reflector? Just like I was mentioning how the sun is gonna beat down and reflect whatever color light is hitting. If your clients are standing on sand, white concrete, white gravel, like lighter colored dirt, the sun is gonna beat down, hit that concrete, the whiteness, and it's gonna fill all of the shadows that are being created by the harsh light. Okay, is this making any sense at all? If this is like stirring like some light bulb moments or like, oh, I didn't think of it that way, or like, oh, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Like, let me know, comment, do something to let me know that I'm coming through to you guys, okay? So I'm gonna recap. Number 1, when you shoot in harsh light, make sure you have a lens hood on your lens. This is the visor for your lens. Think of like, you know, a baseball cap. When you put it on, it protects the eyeballs of your lens, right? It protects it. You need your lens hood on. Number 2, you need to make sure that you find the sun, turn the clients away from that, because you don't want your clients to be uncomfortable and squinting. Like, this is not a good look for me. And so if I try to like face my clients toward the sun, that's what they're gonna look like, and like nobody's gonna like that, okay? Away from the sun. Then make sure your clients are standing on a natural reflector. Here's the deal, you guys. If you're shooting in harsh light and you put your clients on red brick or on like golf course type grass, you might encounter what they call color cast. Green's gonna reflect back in their face. Red's gonna reflect back in their face. It's not a good look, okay? Nobody wants to look green. Nobody wants to look red. Put them on a natural reflector. This is my biggest tip for literally any type of light. If you want glowy skin, which is what we're gonna be talking about next week, if you want your clients to have that glow, if your images are not getting that pop that you see everybody else's images getting, if your images are just like super dull, it's because your clients aren't standing on a natural reflector. If you could change one thing of what you do at your sessions, you need to put them on a light colored surface. It doesn't matter if you're light and airy, doesn't matter if you're dark and moody, doesn't matter if you're bright and bold. You want your client's skin to look like skin, right? You want your client's skin to be glowy. A natural reflector is going to do that. Now, what if you don't have a natural reflector? What if like you're just like in a bind? You can't find a natural reflector. You can't find gravel. You can't find sand. You can't find concrete. What do? Bring your own. Bring your own white reflector that you're going to put in one hand and you're going to have your camera in the other hand. I show this multiple times in the one-on-one course. I show this multiple times in the natural light mini course. This is vital. If you are wanting to shoot in harsh light, if you're wanting to shoot during the day and you want that glowy effect with the sun, you have to have one or both. Natural reflector or a handheld reflector, okay? All right. Next thing that you're gonna wanna do, now that we have our clients facing away from the sun, they're sitting on a natural reflector, you're like ready to rock and roll, we're gonna talk about a camera setting that is going to blow your freaking mind, and it's going to make the biggest difference in shooting in harsh light. So the one camera setting that you can kind of tweak a little bit so that the harsh light, instead of it being like harsh and ugly, it then becomes like beautiful, glowy, angelic, like whimsical. It's like, oh my God, this picture's so beautiful. Like, how did you do this? It's because I shoot at a lower aperture. So let me just explain this real quick. And if you've taken the free beginner class, you know kind of like what Aperture is. If you're in the one-on-one course, you know what Aperture is. Aperture is what determines how much bokeh or blurriness is in the background behind your subject, okay? If you have a low aperture, meaning like f1.4, 2.0, 2.8, 4.0, that would be considered low aperture. If you have a low aperture, you're gonna have a lot of creamy, dreamy background. Not much of your subject is gonna be in focus. If you have a high aperture, a lot of people, things are gonna be in focus, but you won't have that much bokeh blurriness in the background, okay? When you have a lower aperture regarding harsh light, you know that creamy dreaminess that the lower aperture creates in the backgrounds of your photo behind your subjects? It does the same thing to the harsh light that's coming and hitting your subjects in the back of the head. Instead of it being harsh, it becomes glowy and pretty and beautiful. And that's how you can control the amount of harshness that looks in your images, by using the lowest aperture that you can use, okay? And why I say that, if you're in the one-on-one course or you took the free class, you know this. If you're shooting a couple on the beach, you could shoot at 1.8 or 2.0, super low aperture, right? Which is gonna create a gorgeous, creamy, dreamy background, soft light one during the harsh light. But let's just say you're shooting a group of 20 on the beach. You can't shoot at a low aperture because only like a couple people will be in focus, not the full 20. And that's why I say shoot at the lowest aperture you can shoot at, depending upon what your subject is. Is this making any sense? Can I get an amen? Like, is this registering? So if you're shooting in harsh light, a trick to soften the harshness is to shoot at a lower aperture. Okay? That's like game changing right there. Okay. Now, another pro tip that you can use is, amen. Another pro tip that you can use when shooting in harsh light, okay? So you have your subjects facing away. They're on a natural reflector. You have a handheld reflector too because you're a Girl Scout and you came prepared. You're shooting at a lower aperture and you're like, okay, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to shoot. Here we go. What I want you to do when you start shooting is look at what you're taking, okay? And this is what you're gonna look like when you're looking at your photos because it's so sunny outside. If you notice that your photos are looking hazy, muddy, you notice like sun flare and you didn't mean for sun flare, you wanted more of a crisp photo, but you're getting sun flare in there, what do? Here's the last kind of like trick step thing that you need to do. Take your hand, this hand really, because I'm shooting with this one. Take your left hand and you're gonna provide a longer lens hood for your lens. Because your lens hood, your current lens hood, the plastic one that you attach to your lens, isn't doing the job. You need to extend it. And so you're gonna use your like ghetto lens hood hand and you're gonna extend that lens hood even further. And so you're gonna look like this. And what you're doing is you're preventing the sun rays from getting inside of your lens that causes that lens flare. Okay. Another thing that you can do if that's still not working is get on your tippy toes and shoot a little bit downward, or get a stool and shoot a little bit downward. Why? Because what's happening while you're getting that muddy haziness is that sun rays are getting inside of your lens. And ways to avoid that is lens hood, your ghetto lens hood, and being a little bit up and tilt down, and so that those sun rays can't get in there. Last tip, if you're still finding that your photos are coming out hazy and you're just not getting that crisp, glowy look that you want, is moving your feet, okay? You can kind of see in your viewfinder, especially if you are one of these mirrorless gals, you can see in your viewfinder if it's hazy or not. Like, you can tell. And so what you're gonna do, if you have your camera, you have your lens hood and your ghetto lens hood and you're like tilting, is move your feet. Move your feet until you get the sun flare out of your lens. Keep moving your feet from left to right. Get that sun flare out of your lens, okay? I'm gonna give you a few more tips here. And so I hope you guys are writing these down because this is a lot. Another tip is if you have anyone else around you, an assistant, if you can grab somebody, if you're at the beach, just grab somebody off the beach. Take that reflector that you brought with you, that you're always going to bring with you to every session, and have your assistant take the reflector and shade you and your lens. Not your clients, but shade you and your lens. That's going to prevent sun rays from getting inside of your lens. And you're still going to get the same effect of your subject, but shade your lens, okay? So, I hope this was helpful. I hope this is registering. I hope this is giving you a little bit more tools to give you a little bit more confidence to get out there and try it. Oh, another pro tip just came to me. Have your clients wear lighter colors and you yourself wear white. Why? It's a reflector, okay? Y'all, try this experiment, okay? Wear a hot pink t-shirt and go out in a harsh light and try to shoot a session. Don't ask me how I know this. Do not wear a bright colored t-shirt at your sessions. If you can wear white, that's one extra reflection that you can put back into your client's face that's going to create that glowiness. It's going to make them look so youthful. It's going to erase all their wrinkles. Any type of natural reflector, white reflector, t-shirt reflector, anything. Y'all, I have used at getting ready locations on wedding days, pillows, white pillows from the hotel room to hold up. I would have the bridesmaid or somebody hold up white pillows to cause more reflection, more white reflection back into the bride's face to fill in any kind of wrinkles, shadows, or anything like that. Okay? White is your friend, okay? When it comes to glowy skin tones. We're going to talk about that next week is how to get really beautiful skin tones. And this is one of them. This is a pro tip for that. So it also goes really, really well with the harsh light. Okay, so I'm going to go through them again. If you just tuned in and you want to write this down, you don't feel like watching the replay. 6 tips for shooting in harsh light. Number 1, put your lens hood on your lens. Number 2, find the sun, turn your subject away from that so that they're facing their shadow, so they're not the squinty, like, geez, like nobody wants that look. Turn them away from the sun, okay? 3, you must put them on a natural reflector if you want the glowy skin. Now, can you shoot anywhere? Of course, you're a photographer. But if you're like really wanting all the secrets, white natural reflectors are your friend. That's literally my number 1 thing that I look for when I go location scouting is natural reflectors. Literally. Long flowy grass, gravel, concrete, driveways, sand, dirt, whatever, okay? Natural reflectors. Bring your handheld reflector for bonus glowy skin tones, okay? Number 4, the secret to making harsh light, glowy light is a lower aperture. Lower aperture. This is the game-changing secret. Lower aperture. Okay, shoot as low as you can in order to get your subjects in focus. And you're gonna have a glowy sun, harsh light background, okay? Number 5, use your hand as your ghetto lens hood extender, okay? Use your hand to prevent more sun flare in. And then lastly, move your feet to get the sun flare and the haziness and the muddiness out of your images so that you can have crisp, clean images with glowy backgrounds, okay? Remember, white t-shirts when you're a photographer, always your friend, all right? Y'all, I hope this was helpful. This is definitely something that you need to practice. Practice with your husband, your kids, practice with your friends. Definitely practice this before you do this on location. And what I always like encourage like our academy members, our retreat members, our coaching members is at every single session, do what you know to work. Do what you know. If it's like shooting, like at a certain location, do what works, but then push your limits a little bit and try just maybe like 5 minutes in harsh light. Try 5 minutes in diffuse backlighting. Try just like a few things so that you can like grow as a photographer, grow, like be able to use whatever kind of light that you want. Do the thing, and that's what's going to help you grow, okay? Practice first and then start sprinkling it into your sessions, okay? That's how you go. So I hope this was helpful. Again, if you haven't yet watched the free beginner class, if you're brand new to watching these videos and you haven't yet watched the free beginner class, again, it's less than an hour. You're going to learn 5 essential things you need to start your photography business, how to shoot manual mode, like what does Aperture even mean? If you like listen to this and you're like, I don't even know what that means. And you're gonna learn the one type of light you need to shoot in at first, the one type of light that looks professional, the one type of light that's gonna give you clean images, start to your photography journey, okay? So I'm gonna put the link around this video. I hope it's super helpful for you, and I will be in here next week. I hope you guys like these videos. Y'all comment and let me know. And if you're ready to like dive in head first, you're like, I know this is what I want to do, I know this is my calling, I'm ready to invest like big time, join us in any of the courses. We have 5 signature courses that bundle up to the academy: the photography 101 course, posing course, mini session course, business and branding course, and now our natural flash course. It's like the blueprint that we call it. It's like the one-stop shop to be a photographer. And if you're like already got that all down and you just need some like life and business coaching, join us in BB coaching. I would freaking love to have you, get to know you, have you come to one of our in-person retreats, and just hang out with you more often. So hope this was helpful. Y'all have a great Thursday, and I will see you next week.